What kind of watch collection does a billionaire president actually wear? Is it all about the bling, or are there some surprising choices that might shock you? Today, we're counting down 10 unbelievable facts about Trump's timepiece collection. So, strap in as we uncover the watches that grace the wrist of the 45th and 47th President of the United States. At number 10 is Ronald Reagan's $7,000 Relic. Did you know one of Donald Trump's watches used to belong to Ronald Reagan? In 1999, Trump won a charity auction and paid $7,000 for Reagan's Colibri wristwatch. It wasn't a flashy luxury watch, just a small 32mm gold-toned quartz piece that screams 1980s charm. So why would a billionaire known for gold buildings and private jets buy such a modest watch? Some say it was the history or the bragging rights. But what if Trump just wanted a little piece of presidential trivia on his wrist? Either way, it's a surprising choice, especially for someone who usually goes big and bold. And if you think buying a budget watch from a former president is wild, wait till you see Trump's taste for six-figure tourbillons. The Oddball Apprentice. During his Celebrity Apprentice heyday in 2009, Trump was gifted a limited edition Hazard-powered tourbillon watch. Don't worry if that name doesn't ring a bell, it didn't for us either. Only 30 of these skeleton-dialed oddballs were ever made. With its large, aggressively styled case and exposed tourbillon mechanism, the Hazard looks like something a comic book villain might wear. It sold for less than $10,000, which is obviously not a big deal for Trump. However, it's one of the flashiest and most unusual watches in his collection. We've only seen it in one promo shot, but wearing that to a golf game, hard to picture. Well, if you think that's surprising, wait until you hear about the time Trump tried launching his own watch brand. Trump's failed signature watch line. What do you do when you're a branding maestro with a penchant for luxury? If you're Donald Trump, you launch your own watch line. In 2005, he introduced the Trump Signature Collection, a lineup of about 20 watches sold at Macy's. Most were affordable quartz models priced under $250 and looked like high-end Swiss designs. One even closely copied the famous Monaco chronograph style. Still, Trump being Trump, he added one flashy piece to the mix. It was an 18-karat gold diamond-studded tourbillon designed to shout luxury. Interestingly, Trump didn't even like his own watches. At a launch event, he showed off a Piaget and said it cost $100,000 more than any of the watches with his name on them. Not exactly a great sales pitch. Unfortunately, the collection flopped and was pulled from shelves within a year. After that misfire, you'd think he'd stick to real Rolexes and Pateks. And indeed, here comes the solid gold big gun. Up next at number 7 is the Gold Rolex. Donald Trump's favorite watch is exactly what you'd expect from him. It's the classic Rolex Day-Date in 18-karat yellow gold. This watch is famous for its gold finish, champagne dial, and day-of-the-week display. Trump's version, a vintage reference 18038, is all about old-school wealth and big personality. Unlike the affordable Trump-branded watches, a real Rolex Gold starting price is pegged at $30,000, and rare ones can cost much more. Trump has been spotted wearing this gold staple for years at fancy galas, press conferences, probably even while signing billion-dollar checks. For someone who lives in gold-covered penthouses, it's the perfect match. But don't peg Trump as all bluster. Our next watch is shockingly slim, sleek, and the last thing you'd expect on his wrist. Sliding in at number 6 is the Vacheron Constantin. On the night of his inauguration, Donald Trump surprised everyone with his choice of watch. Instead of something flashy, he wore the Vacheron Constantin Historique Ultra-Fine 1968 in pink gold. It's a 35mm thin square dress watch that easily slides under a shirt cuff. Quite the plot twist for someone known for bold style. This watch has a clean silver dial, slim hour markers, and a hand-wound movement so thin it almost feels like paper. Actually, Vacheron Constantin is one of the oldest Swiss watchmakers, founded in 1755, and this model shows off their timeless craftsmanship. It sells for $25,000 on the resale market, which is surprisingly modest considering how refined it looks. Trump choosing something so subtle and vintage style was unexpected, but perfect for such a historic moment. Perhaps he figured a state occasion warranted a touch of old school dignity. Now, think that was a rare moment of subtlety? Don't worry, the wild Trump flair is back in number 5. A $50,000 watch gifted live on stream. In 2024, Donald Trump was doing an interview with a popular Twitch streamer, Adin. During the 46-minute mark, Adin handed Trump the familiar green Rolex box with a Rolex Day-Date 40 in rose gold and an olive green dial. Imagine the former US president then in 2024, unboxing a luxury watch on camera like it's Christmas morning. Except this gift is worth around $50,000, more than what some people spend on a car. Undoubtedly, it's one of the hottest Rolex configurations around. The Rolex Day-Date has earned the nickname the President's Watch over the years. This reputation began when Lyndon B. Johnson was often seen wearing it while in office. Rolex later leaned into that image, promoting the watch as a favorite among world leaders. Since then, several US presidents like Nixon, Ford, Reagan, and even Trump have been linked to the Day-Date. It's unclear if Trump has worn the watch since, but it's safe to say his collection keeps growing, even while he's live on air. Honestly, not even QVC could pull that off. Meanwhile, if you're enjoying this whirlwind tour through Trump's watch vault, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe for more cheeky peeks into luxury lifestyles. Alright, time to dive back into number 4. Patek Philippe Golden Ellipse. You'd think all of Donald Trump's watches would be big and full of gold, but one of his favorites is surprisingly low-key. Meet the Patek Philippe Golden Ellipse, a slim dress watch that's easy to miss if you're not paying attention. Trump has been seen wearing a vintage golden ellipse with reference 3738 in yellow gold, even on the golf course. This watch is the definition of quiet luxury. It has a small oval-shaped case about 32mm wide, a rich blue dial, and a delicate beaded bracelet. While it's still a high-end piece, the price is modest for a Patek. You can spend around $20,000 to $25,000 to get it, depending on its condition. That's not much for someone like Trump. Instead of showing off a flashy $100,000 Patek, he went with a 1968 classic known for its balance and elegance. It's almost endearing to see Mr. You're Fired rocking a timepiece that whispers wealth rather than shouts it. But don't be too fooled by the restraint though. We're heading back to Bonkersville on number 3 as we reveal Trump's watch habits that really break the mold. Not your typical watch collector. Donald Trump isn't actually a hardcore watch aficionado. Unlike celebs who collect hundreds of timepieces or chase rare auction finds, Trump's approach to watches is pretty practical. Dare we say, even conservative for once. He tends to stick with a few big-name classics that project success. We're talking about Rolex, Patek, Vacheron. He isn't known for hunting limited editions or bespoke pieces. In fact, watch insiders note that Trump is an outlier among billionaires. Our dude hasn't been obsessed with the Holy Grail watches or super complicated tourbillons just for bragging rights. There's no high-tech Richard Mille or diamond-encrusted Audemars Piguet in sight. The man knows what he likes and he wears those repeatedly. You'd usually find him on yellow gold, bold designs and heritage brands. Sure, he'll dabble in the occasional oddity, as we've seen, but he's not the type to nerd out over minute repeaters or spend hours on watch forums. In other words, Trump's watch collection is less about being a connoisseur and more about making a statement. And that statement is basically, I'm rich, I'm powerful, and I've got the gold to prove it. Still, even a non-collector can surprise us, and Trump certainly did with the next entry where he literally put his name on a six-figure Swiss watch. Taking our second spot is the $100,000 Trump Tourbillon. In late 2024, Trump introduced the world to the Trump Watch Collection 2.0, featuring a gold timepiece called the Victory Tourbillon. If he thought launching one watch line was wild, Donald Trump decided to do it again, and this time he went all out. This isn't some budget-friendly mall watch, it's a limited edition, Swiss-made timepiece loaded with 122 diamonds, a spinning tourbillon mechanism, and Trump's name proudly stamped across it. The price was set at $100,000 each. Only 147 of these watches were made for a select group of wealthy superfans. This watch comes with an 18-karat gold case and is said to be built with Swiss parts, though some insiders suggest a few pieces may come from China. For context, that price is nearly 3 times what you'd pay for a brand new Rolex Submariner. Trump pitched it as boldness and elegance combined, and to be fair, he wasn't lying. On the flip side, critics weren't kind though. Wired magazine even called it the most tragic celebrity watch ever made. Still, each one comes with a signed letter from Trump, and you can bet collectors are lining up. Love it or hate it, the mere existence of a 6-figure Trump watch with a tourbillon is peak 2020's energy. And who knows, maybe Trump kept the watch on our number 1 for himself. The number 1 stunner in Trump's watch saga has to be his Piaget power move. It was 2005 and Trump was at Macy's promoting his new line of affordable watches. But instead of wearing one of his own $200 models, he showed up with a luxury Piaget on his wrist, worth around $100,000, and he made sure everyone knew it. In typical Trump style, he told the crowd his Piaget cost $100,000 more than the watches he was trying to sell. That's what you call a flex. While we don't know the exact model, Piaget is famous for its ultra-thin gold designs and over-the-top diamond watches. A six-figure price tag likely means his was one of their top-tier pieces, possibly even with a tourbillon. It was a classic Trump moment, promoting something budget-friendly while wearing something fit for royalty. It may have clashed with his sales pitch, but it perfectly reflected his style. Regardless, that Piaget is still the most expensive watch we know of in his collection, and probably the one that best captures who he is. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump's watch collection is always engineered to make a statement. Not bad for someone who's not a watch guy, right? And speaking of mind-blowing watch collections, why stop here? If you're ready for another round of luxury shockers, our next video on Taylor Swift's $200 million watch collection will blow your mind. Enjoy, and we'll catch you over there.